Hi, I'm Maleah Warner, and I am a survivor of postpartum depression. I volunteer here with the Maleah Effect, and for the past 18 months, I've been helping with their Video of Light project for the Maleah Effect YouTube channel, a collection and recording of women's stories about healing from postpartum depression and anxiety. And for the past 18 months, I've been trying to record my own story. It's not easy to do. It's hard to put into words the extreme joy from having a new baby and the extreme darkness and despair, and how you can feel and experience all of those things at one time. And it makes me really even more respect and appreciate all of the lovely women that have shared their stories so far, because it's not easy to put it into words. So I guess we have to start with the bad news, which is the yucky, dark part of the disease. But I promise that at the end I will share the good news. And oh my goodness, look what's playing at my feet. Look at, oh, if you can't feel better with a kitten, that's all I need to do, huh? Is just show a video of you. That's why we have cat videos on YouTube, right? That we just feel better, huh? When life gets sticky. Did you decide to come and play? I should probably start this over and edit this out. I'm not gonna edit this out. Say hi, Pearl. This is the girl, Pearl. Okay, so I promise at the end that I will share the good news, because this is a video of light. And the goal of the Maleah Effect is to empower conversations about maternal health and to spread the message to mothers that you are not alone and your story matters. So first, I do want to talk about my symptoms and experience with PPD, because when I was going through it, it helped me to hear that other women felt or experienced similar things. There were 3 lies that the disease of postpartum depression put into my brain. One, that I was alone, that I was the only person on the planet that was experiencing what I was experiencing. And the second lie was that I was crazy, or if not full out crazy, at the minimum I was weak. I was a weak woman, I was a deficient mother, that my husband and my children had gotten a defective model and that they deserved better than me. And my third lie that the disease told my brain was that I shouldn't feel this way. It should be different. That me, my personality, my character, my value as an individual became all tied in with the disease. And so I believed that me was wrong. After my second child was born, I was good for a year. And then I began having what my husband and I now call episodes. And these would come on suddenly. They were explosive and dramatic. It seemed like it was all or nothing. Either I was happy and everything was fine, or out of the blue, my life was collapsing in on me. Everything was wrong. I felt this powerful instinct that I needed to get out. I had to escape. I didn't want to die. I wasn't experiencing thoughts of suicide, but it felt like my life was in flames and that I had to either get out or burn up. I got in the car in the middle of the night and just started driving away from home. One day I cleaned out a bathroom linen closet and climbed into the furthest corner of the bottom shelf and just prayed that a black hole would swallow me. I yelled, cried, a lot of crying. I threw things. I remember taking a bucket of baseballs that my husband had from coaching t-ball and throwing them, the entire 5-gallon bucket of baseballs, as hard as I could against the side of our house. I climbed out of the car in the middle of a busy intersection, and it was not pretty. After each episode, I would feel horrible shame, but my husband and I wouldn't talk about it, and we would just try to go on with life. I'd never heard the term postpartum depression. I didn't know it was a real thing. I didn't know it was a legitimate disease. I didn't know that there were physical malfunctions happening in my body, in my brain specifically. I just believed that it was my fault. I believed I had a weak character. I believed I needed more character virtues, that I needed more patience, more love, more understanding, that I needed to pray more, to study my scriptures more. I needed to be a more diligent disciple. I really believed that more spirituality, that more self-improvement was the solution. Over time, the episodes got to be fewer and further apart. We had a third baby, and I was much better, so I believed that my character development had fixed the issue. And then, after my fourth baby, I was not well. And sometime between the birth of my second baby and my fourth baby, I'd heard interviews with Marie Osmond and Brooke Shields about postpartum depression. And they talked about, leaving home in the middle of the night and driving up the Pacific Coast Highway. And I thought, that's me. Only my road was US 93 between Phoenix and Vegas. So at my 6-week postpartum checkup, which was actually 9 weeks because, fourth baby, I mentioned very hesitantly to my OB that I think I might possibly have postpartum depression. I think maybe I've had it before. I don't really know. I just know I'm not feeling right. And he just immediately said, "Would you like a prescription for an antidepressant?" And my answer was no. I rarely even took an aspirin or cold medication. What I wanted was to talk. I remember this overwhelming feeling, just these words boiling up. I wanted to talk to my doctor about the birth experience. It had been very fast. The baby had almost been born in the car. My doctor hadn't been there. Everything about the birth was so unsettling to me, and I had a lot of guilt and regret, and it was all just stirring in me, and I just felt like if I could talk about it, that I could feel better. But my doctor had like 40 appointments set up for the day, and he needed to hurry and finish with me and go on to see the other women that were waiting for him. And so I refused I turned down the prescription, and I just decided that if it really was depression, that the best way to overcome depression was to get to work your way out of it. I think I'd heard Dolly Parton say that the best way to cure depression is to get off your butt and get to work. So that strategy did not go well. My health got worse and worse. Finally, I did end up getting diagnosed with Epstein-Barr virus and with Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And ironically, that doctor prescribed an antiviral medication, which was pretty new, and it was questionable whether it would even help with the Epstein-Barr virus or not. But I took the antiviral medication, but I refused to take an anti-depression medication because I believed that a virus was a physical disease that wasn't my fault. You just get a virus, you didn't do anything to get that. But I believed that depression was a character flaw, that it was my fault, that I should be stronger, that if I were just, all those things, more patient, better, stronger of character, that would fix it, that I didn't need a medication for something that I should be able to fix myself. So now we get to fast forward to the good news. I'm so much better. I feel happiness and joy and energy in my life more than I ever imagined possible. If there's one thing that I want to tell any woman struggling with PPD or anxiety or depression in general, it's this: you will get 100% well. You will not be plagued with this for the rest of your life. You are strong, you are intelligent, and you can find complete healing. There is help, there are answers. For me, it was never one treatment that just suddenly fixed everything. It was a long 18-month journey. I saw a homeopathic doctor. I also saw a traditional doctor. I did acupuncture and detox foot baths. I took all kinds of nutritional supplements. I joined a gym and started doing yoga classes. I saw a counselor. My husband and I worked on our marriage. I joined a women's walking group. I sold my business. I stopped teaching piano lessons. I gave myself permission to be a full-time mom and enjoy being with my kids. I read that the vibration of singing helps to ease depression, so I joined a church choir and I started singing in the shower. I read that eating steak and potatoes helps to balance the tryptamine levels in the brain, and so we ate a lot of steak and potatoes for dinner. I read tons of books. I took naps. And the number one thing that made the biggest difference is that I learned that not every thought in my brain is mine. We get thoughts from other places, from society, from social media, from advertising, the opinions of family and friends and church. Maybe even the devil himself puts dark thoughts into our brains. So I learned to question every thought and decide if I wanted to keep that thought or not. The pesky, automatic, negative, repeating thoughts I would write down in a notebook, and then I would cross them out and change them into a thought that I wanted, how I wanted my life to be, how I wanted to think about my life. I actively sought joy. All day, every day, I would practice capturing my thoughts and changing them. And I would give myself permission to experience moments of happiness. I would wake up and think, what do I want to do today that will feel so good, that will feel happy, that will feel joyful? I would spend more time outside and in nature and in the sunlight. And I do need to say that I did, after a year, begin taking antidepressant medication. And yes, that made an enormous difference, and I take it every day now. It is the chemical support that my body needs to function. Today, I can honestly say that I am grateful for my journey through postpartum depression or anxiety or whatever it was that I had. I learned tools that helped me to tame my brain, to channel my emotions, to feel my feelings, and to experience life in a deeper, more passionate way. It was a crucible for sure, but I wouldn't trade the self-awareness I gained nor the appreciation that I have for my body. I am much better now at listening to messages from my body and connecting with my body and taking care of it. And as a result, my body takes care of me. And I would say that one thing I've gained from recording all of these women's experiences is that all of them say that they're glad for the experience, that when all is said and done, that they've become a better woman, a better version of themselves for what they've learned through the illness. So what I would say to anyone who feels just in the middle of the struggle and in the middle of the darkness is, one, remember you are not alone. We are a community of women and we have got you, girl. Number two, remember that you are not weak, you're not crazy, you are not damaged goods. You are strong, powerful, and you have needs, and that's a good thing because that means you are real. Third, this is a physical disease. It's not a character weakness. You are not depression. Your body is injured. Your brain is malfunctioning right now, and that's okay. It will take time, and it will heal. It will get better. Don't resist it. It's okay to feel what you are feeling right now. This is exactly where you are meant to be. There is deep learning and growth ahead for you. Instead of fighting against this journey, surrender into it. Be open and willing to travel. Go on this journey and see if it doesn't bring you to a better, happier, stronger version of you than you ever imagined possible. You are awesome, girl. You've got this.